In this video, we're going to go over how to avoid a fake credit score. A must know for real estate investors and landlords. Welcome to findgreattenants.com, all things tech and tenant, leveling up your real estate investing and landlord business. I'm your host, Mackenzie Wilson. If you're new, hit subscribe, ding the bell to stay up to date. All right, let's get to it. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to go over 2 additional techniques that professional tenants will try to scam you with, and we'll go over how to avoid them. As you're watching, for those that are new, please take a moment to drop your #1 question about tenant screening in the comments below. And for those of you with experience, please share your lessons learned when dealing with professional tenants. It's always good to add that information in to help other folks learn from your experience.
Okay, in this example, we're going to go through and take a print screen and make a fake credit score. So right now, we've got 500 and needs work credit score. So let's go over to Google and see what we can do about that. We're using Credit Karma for the credit report, so we'll search for a Credit Karma score. Hop over to images, and actually what I'm going to do is go over to tools, and we're going to bump the size up to large. So that will help me ensure I get a good quality print screen for my soon-to-be excellent credit score. So you can even see at the top here, Google's gone through and started categorizing the type of screenshots based on the credit scores. So it's getting it even easier to do this kind of mischievous work. So we'll keep looking, and look what we found. Mr. Paul has a phenomenal credit score of 828. Thank you, Paul, for sharing that. We really appreciate it. There we are. Bump that up to full resolution. We're going to do a quick print screen here. Take a little snip. Oh yeah, here we go. Hop over to Paint again. Paste that in. Just gonna drop it down to the right resolution. Something like that. Boom. We went from a dismal 500 and needs work to a excellent 800 plus credit score.
Okay, so how to avoid the fake credit score. As I showed you in that demo, it's super easy to generate the credit score. They can be print screens. You can get print screens off phones, off the computers. People can docker up PDFs. It's really open-ended how you can get someone who's a little bit devious out there trying to fake their credit score. Now, the #1 way to avoid this is you need to get that information from a trusted third party or a trusted source. In this sense, is what it's going to really be is going to come down to is getting a credit report from a credit bureau. Now, there are a ton of services out there. What I've been using right now with a lot of success is neighborly.com, and I don't get paid by them or anything like that. I'm just simply really happy with their product, and I want you to know about it. The credit scores are available both in Canada and the USA, and they provide a free credit score. They don't even charge you for it. Getting back to my point for this whole video is you need to see that score from a trusted third party. It's coming from, Equifax or TransUnion. You're not taking a print screen or any other kind of form of proof because you don't know if it's been docked up or altered. It's super hard to tell these days. Fake ID and a fake pay stub, 2 things you're probably going to commonly see you should be collecting when you're doing your tenant screening. But let's go through and see what they look like.
This example is to want to show you how easy it is to be done, the quality you can find out there, and just really you need to be aware of it. So this is something you could possibly expect when you are renting out your properties. So let's hop to it. So we're just here on Google. We're going to do fake driver's license Alberta, which is where I live right now, Alberta, Canada. Okay. The first one we clicked on, fakeidcanada.com, and here we go. So just to kind of give you perspective here, so make sure I'm not super zoomed in. This looked identical to our driver's license here in Alberta. This plastic card, it's got the hologram clear space here. Like, this is a perfect replica. So it's crazy that they can do this now, but someone out there's figured out how to copy these new plastic cards that we got. We've only had this newer driver's license not a very long time, maybe 3 years. It's probably more like 2 years since these came out. As we kind of go through here, here you go. Here's an example of our old driver's license here for Alberta. It's got like barcodes on the back that's scannable, and I was reading through the details. It says even that barcode is scannable. got holograms, embroidered features, so it's tactile. It's got the texture. It's pretty astonishing what you can find here. And, you know, for 89 bucks, someone's willing to go the distance. They can get one of these things printed off. So you're probably wondering, well, how do I avoid getting faked or scammed by one of these cards? I'm going to show that to you next. One more example here we're going to go through, which is the fake pay stubs. We'll do that here just right now. So let's just open up another tab. Go back to Google here. I'm going to go pay stub generator Canada. So here we go. CanadaPaystubs.com. CanadaPaystubs.com. Excuse me. Let's check them out. And voila, here we are. So they've got all the kind of key information. Go and create your own. Why not? And you got a bunch of fields to look at. Now, I actually went through ahead of time here and pre-populated the stuff just to kind of save time for your sake. Now, what's kind of one thing I wanted to highlight before we generate the pay stub is if you look here on the right-hand side, you're going to see a bunch of government deductions that we have here in Canada. So CPP is Canadian Pension Plan. EI is employment insurance, which is basically if you're out of a job, you can collect a government income to get yourself back on your feet. And of course, there's federal tax and income tax and so on. Now, I didn't populate any of these fields. These are pre-populated. So what I'm trying to get at here is these numbers will actually probably be really accurate. And on top of that, all these other fields I populated, it's going to do the math for me in terms of calculating the income based on the hours and my rate, my hourly rate, and all that stuff. And there's an overtime section as well, vacation, and so on and so forth. And you can kind of pick how it's going to be done: semi-annually, bi-weekly, daily. You get paid monthly, maybe it's like a bonus check or something, but all the stuff's pre-built, so it really takes an error component out for someone who's trying to generate a fake pay stub. The only time that they're going to have problems is in these free text fields that you have to fill out yourself. So let's kind of take a look at what this looks like. Go preview your pay stub. Now let's just take a moment to think. And for $3.99, you can go through and generate your own pay stub. Like I said, it's super accurate. Here's all the deductions calculated for the government. Here's your income on the left-hand side, and man, like it's super accurate. Now you can kind of see in the background there's a watermark right now. It says CanadaPaystubs.com. The way we discovered this, I was working with another investor, and she was showing me a recent applicant to one of her properties, and the person that did the application was too lazy to pay the $3.99 or too cheap. And what they had done is they turned it to a black and white print, and they must have changed the contrast a bit on the printer, printed it, and then rescanned it. And this Canada pay stub was just super faint. It was really hard to see unless you're looking at the right angle or looking closely. So either way, if they're willing to pay the $3.99 or they're doing something like I just mentioned, they can generate this fake pay stub. So you're probably wondering, well, how can I avoid this? And there's two methods to this. One I'll quickly touch on right now is you're going to look for obvious spelling errors, right? So if there's punctuation, commas, weird spaces, if the wrong letters aren't capitalized or are capitalized, and in general just spelling across the top if it doesn't make a lot of sense. You can also Google the addresses provided. Now if the person's on top of it, they've probably Googled themselves and found the corporate address or something like that, or maybe if it's for an auto body shop, they've looked up online, and if they're at least doing a half decent job, they'll put something accurate in. So let's hop into how to really get around this and not get scammed by these fraud techniques.
Quick summary here, what we saw was how easy it is to generate a fake credit score, and the best way to avoid it is going directly to the source. You're getting a credit report from Equifax, from TransUnion, or from a credit checking service online, and there's plenty here in Canada and the US. Now we also looked at fake driver's licenses, and we also looked at fake pay stubs. Now the best ways again to avoid those is, here's a running theme, go to a trusted third party. Now again, you're going to use this credit report that's come from a trusted third party, pull that information off it and make sure it matches. So that name on the driver's license, that address, their date of birth, all that information, you should be corresponding and matching it off of that credit report. That's really the best way you're working with legitimate information, and you're not getting dubious with fake information. I hope this was of super help to you. Again, if you like it, subscribe, check it out, and thank you so much for your time. See you next time.